Take two.
I may or may not have forgotten to press record the first time, and a really funny bit happened during the first one.
Oh.
I'll probably still include it in the full thing, and then we'll just restart with good audio or something. I don't know. I'll figure out.
Oh. To catch everyone up who missed it, me and Trevor were just making fun of AI Optimus Prime.
Ring-a-ding.
Chicka-ding-ding-chatch.
Actually, welcome back to the Frame Rate Podcast.
Oh. Oh. Unfortunate, really.
It's okay. It happens all the time. There's an entire episode you guys missed out on because I didn't hit record for the entire 3 hours we were talking.
Yep.
That is a lie.
There's a couple stuff we've missed out on, though. It was funny. But
not stuff we can talk about here.
Yeah. No, we are coming live to you from Frame Rate Studios. My living room. No, but today we're just talking about news. Like, we've had stuff to talk about the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been annoying because we were so hyped up and prepped to do the Minecraft movie.
And they also just happened to release literally everything.
And then CinemaCon happens, and every major movie studios decides that they want to make it as exciting as possible for everybody.
Yeah.
The same week the Minecraft movie's coming out, and so it's a little annoying. But we wanted to give our thoughts on specifics.
Because there is some stuff that at least I'm excited for. And there's a lot of stuff that I am not excited for.
That's okay.
But yeah, so we're just kind of going to go over that because I feel like it's important. At least I love watching when they announce movies and reading like about the slate of movies that's going to come. So I obviously wanted to take this time to talk about them. And also I thought that we could also just like kind of go over what we expect from them. Right? Because every movie that's been announced, probably a lot of them are going to be misses.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is really sad because there's a couple of them that I am hoping that they don't like fail miserably.
Yeah.
Shoot me more.
Spoilers. Yeah, I've got a list here.
He doesn't get Gwen.
Well, Miles might. I don't know, but
nah, Josh Allen's coming.
They probably can't write that in. Yeah, they get Josh Allen to voice Miles for just the romantic bits.
Oh, this Gwen Stacy dies. That's how they kill her off. All things to Shamik Moore.
Yeah, she dies, and Josh Allen is the one who comes in, and he voices a different Spider-Man.
Josh Allen comes in
like
and voices MJ.
I can't even fully remember how Josh Allen talks, so I couldn't even try to imitate that.
Hey there.
But yeah, we could just hop right into this. First real big one is Spider-Man 4 got a title and a release date. So Spider-Man 4 is going to be called Brand New Day, which they had to break the continuity of putting home in the title for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Brand New Home was right there.
Yeah.
But Brand New Day, everything Marvel with Spider-Man now is so intriguing.
Yeah. Well, it's really weird too. I enjoyed a lot, at least with this iteration of Spider-Man, because it's fun watching Sony and Disney fight over Spider-Man.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago when like they halted like everything because they couldn't their contract deal had ended and they could not agree on anything new.
And Sony tried really hard to take the IP back, right? Because they took Vulture and they took Venom back and everything, and then Disney was like, all right, and so then they just wrote in the storyline that if you're in a different universe for too long, you die. The universe dies.
Oh,
Conveniently, right after Disney was like, Sony was like, we're just gonna take Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton shows up in Morbius, and he's like, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm thinking because it's Spider-Man. Oh.
Someone said it's Morbid time.
And he morbed all over me. No, so that one was announced, and that one, I want to say that I'm excited for it.
I definitely am. If they still have John Watts directing it, I think I'd be excited because he's done a really good job.
This is
with the Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah.
He's made it like really playful, but also at the same time as emotionally impactful as Spider-Man is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of because of just how like the scale of the MCU's multiverse, it's kind of separated from the
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, and just how grounded and relatable Spider-Man has always been. He still very much is.
Yeah. It's now more than ever because he's kind of factory reset himself.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be interesting to see where he fits in because he's obviously still in the MCU. So it's going to be interesting. Like, do you see when the events of Avengers Doomsday is going on? Are you going to see like Captain America get flung through the New York skyline for like a split, or but I just am curious how they're going because now that nobody knows. Anyways,
I mean, they're gonna have to fit him back into like the main continuity of like Avengers and stuff. Because if they're gonna try and stay true to the Secret Wars story, Spider-Man's like the main character in the Secret Wars story.
Well, and I know haven't they? I don't know. Is it ever been confirmed that like Andrew Garfield or at least Tobey Maguire's in Secret Wars?
No.
I've heard a lot of rumors that they were, but I never.
90% of Marvel news is just rumors, and it's been that way since 2010.
Yeah, but this is not going off of like what I want from this movie. I really want it. I don't want Ned or Zendaya. Like I don't know what the guy's name that plays Ned actually, but I don't want like MJ. At least. I don't know. I don't want MJ or Ned to be a part of the storyline.
Well, I know that they confirmed that Sadie Sink was cast for it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
She's going to play Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know if her casting as Mary Jane is confirmed. I just know that her casting's been confirmed.
Yeah.
Right?
And a lot of people think because
she's a redhead.
That's an obvious one, right? But
you got yourself a knockout.
I am just ready. And not saying that I don't enjoy Ned or MJ because they were really, really good characters in the first 3 movies. But like it would be really pointless. It's kind of like when the Mandalorian leaves Grogu with Luke, and then Grogu's like, "This sucks.
You're a terrible teacher."
And immediately, like, he's gone for like,
"Miss my dad, I do."
Like he's literally gone for like in the Mandalorian storyline, he's gone for 2 episodes, and then he shows back up.
Yeah.
Right. So it really just like what season 2 of The Mandalorian ended on, it really ruined that because they just brought it right because it was super emotional because they parted. Right. And then everybody was like, oh, what's going to happen? Because they're no longer a power couple anymore. Right. And then they came back and you're like, oh, well, so that was pointless.
Yeah.
Everything that we did and left ourselves on in season 2, like is completely moot. Right. Because it doesn't mean anything anymore. So I'm kind of hoping that they do the same thing with MJ and Ned, just because I feel like if we were to bring them back and be a part of Peter's storyline, what's the point? What's the point of making them forget? Right?
I would imagine
it doesn't carry emotional weight for me.
Like they're definitely 100% still going to be a part of the story in some way, but I don't know if they're going to play like an extremely major role. If like the beginning of the movie is him trying to like find ways to reconnect with them, and in the same way all of these Spider-Man movies have been, it's like kind of silly antics, but also like emotionally devastating for Peter.
Maybe that's how he meets Sadie Sink.
And eventually like he saves Sadie Sink's Mary Jane, and she gets into like a type of trouble with something that he's like constantly involved in. It just kind of pivots, and then at the end of the movie, he sees MJ and Ned, and he like has accepted it or something.
Lets them go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's actually a good point. I just hope that it goes that direction a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think that would be good for Peter's
I also
story.
am really hoping that the villain in this one is Mr. Negative.
That'd be really sweet.
Like, if you think about it,
cool.
he's really the only villain we haven't seen. Like, obviously, we
Well-
haven't seen Venom
Well, in like a
in this universe.
in like a major sense, because
Yeah. because we saw a lot of villains in
and No
Way
Way
Home.
but like the Lizard didn't really play that much of a part.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be cool to see like a Rhino.
Yeah, that isn't Paul Giamatti
Yeah.
in a mech suit
Yeah. Anyways,
and Russian for some reason.
so that's one of the movies that's coming out. And other news with Spider-Man. Sorry.
Get it out, bud.
The next Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know what it's called. Is it Beyond the Spider-Verse?
Across was the last one.
Yeah, so it's Into the Spider-Verse, because I know it was Across the Spider-Verse Part 2.
Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, and then Beyond. They had announced that it was going to be called Beyond before Across came out.
Oh.
When they had announced that Across was coming out, they had announced there will be a Part 2. But then once it was coming closer, they had announced the name.
Oh, okay. Regardless, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out, and that one, I mean, in every right, we should be excited for.
Oh yeah.
The only reason I'm not excited for is Shamik Moore's antics.
Yeah, I think when they had first announced that, and like we were talking about it, like I had said to you, like as if they can just get their like 3 weeks of voice acting done, we can be good.
Yeah.
And like I don't know how much of a part the Prowler Miles Morales is gonna play. Obviously, it'll be at the very beginning of the movie because that's where we left off.
Yeah.
But if Shamik Moore's in the booth by himself for a little while,
probably what's best for him.
oh yeah, he probably ended up getting put into a booth by himself the whole time, except for like specific scenes that he needed to be with a group of people.
Right. But what I'm expecting from that one, just not for it to suck. Because those storylines have been so fresh, right? Like, I love Spider-Man, and any new iteration of Spider-Man,
I'm literally wearing Spider-Man right now.
Yeah, like I've bought all of the games. My family has bought all of the movies as they came out. But like I'll watch any iteration of Spider-Man that will ever come out because Spider-Man is probably my favorite superhero.
He's way up there for me.
Yeah.
Too.
So, but this one is new, right? Because it's Miles Morales. There's not a lot that we know about. I mean, we do know about, but in like the film sense, it's never been touched before.
Well, and truthfully, this like obviously there's always been a multiverse in the Marvel universe, and there's always been a lot of different iterations of Spider-Man in the multiverse.
Miles Morales is pretty recent, isn't he?
Yes, I think 2000. I'm just gonna botch it, so I won't say it. But it's
2007.
I was gonna say 5.
2008.
I have a laptop in front of me. I can look it up.
I send this message beyond the stars to any surviving Spider-Man.
Ring ding.
Long before time began, there was the spider.
2011.
We were close.
I was not. 6 years.
I just want it to be good, right? Like I don't know where it's gonna go, and so I don't know what to say that I want to expect. I just want it to be good, right? Because they've typically by the third movie in most movie series, it gets pretty watered down, right? Because it's lost its.
I think that's what helps that it's an immediate sequel to Across.
Yeah.
It picks up exactly where it left off.
Yeah.
So it's just a continuation of that same story. And honestly, if they're literally just continuing the direction and with the momentum that they had at the end of Across the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be great. I have full confidence in the directors and the writers
Yeah.
to make this
Yeah.
movie the best it possibly can.
Yeah. That's like all I expect from it. Is just continue to build off the momentum that they've already gained, because the first two have been phenomenal.
Yeah.
What I wish, real quickly, what I wish would have happened, and I still wish that someday it gets greenlit, is the Batman Beyond from the same studio and animators.
Yeah, those
and
pieces
team.
of concept art that they
They look
released,
good.
so great.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything in that
Animation
animation
style,
style would
yeah.
look so great.
Yeah, I would agree. But
Give me Star Wars visions, but it's all those guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be dope.
that would be sweet.
I'm sending this clip into Disney. Not those animators.
Those animators are great too.
Yes.
We'll talk about that later.
They just need more money. Okay. Is that everything you have to say about Beyond
Yeah.
Spider-Verse? Okay, good.
Yeah, those
'cause
are-
we're done talking about it.
Yeah, that's all I want from Spider-Man. Spider-Man is, as long as they don't let Sony take a hold of the project entirely, like they've been doing with the villain movies, they're fine.
Well, the
It'll be
Sony animation studio is separate from
Yeah,
Sony Productions.
Yeah.
Which is good.
very good.
At least when it comes to that IP.
Yeah, it's Craven time.
Imagine live action into the Spider-Verse.
I mean, they kind of did.
What, because they had stop motion Legos
No, they
made by a
had
13-year-old?
no, they had the Prowler. The same guy who plays the Prowler technically in the Tom Holland movies was.
He was there.
We even caught a real life Prowler. What are
Yeah.
you looking at, kid?
Yeah. Let's see. I know that we had mentioned this in an earlier episode, but they did announce the Zelda live action movie release date.
Yeah. Real quick.
I think everyone has low expectations for that one.
Yeah.
which-
I have even.
which- In this instance, with all these video game movie iterations
this one's gonna
that
be
are
the
coming out,
worst.
this one has a lot of potential to be bad. The
Just
only
from the
thing
start.
is just they haven't announced the cast for it yet,
Yeah.
which can really make or break it. I know a lot of people are just saying they're
Jack-
gonna cast
Jack
Tom Holland as Link.
Jack Black's gonna be Ganondorf.
Hiya! Master Sword.
Triforce of power. Wow! Holds his hand, the triangle, and he's like, skadoosh. No.
Take over Hyrule.
But for anybody who doesn't know, this one's going to be live action. And if anybody's ever played Zelda or know what The Legend of Zelda is,
Or likes it or hates it or whatever.
live action, it's going to be, I think it's going to be another one of those Minecraft moments where I'm not going to have a lot of faith in it until I actually go see it and it changes my mind. Because I don't want it. Like, I didn't want the Minecraft movie to be animated or to be live action. I especially like to the most that my brain, body, being can manifest into the world. I really, 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 really,
Really?
really don't want this to be animated. I want this to be in the style of live action. Hold on. Hold on.
Bring it back. Reset. Try again.
Really, really. I don't want this to be live action. I want this to be animated in the Studio Ghibli.
That would be
I've seen a lot of
really good.
I've seen a lot of people who can have done animations in that style, like animate the very beginning sequence and scenes from Ocarina of Time
Yeah,
and
like
that.
the opening menu.
Yeah,
Like that.
and it is and I'm not even an anime guy. Gorgeous. Like gorgeous.
It is really good.
Like it's perfect. It is literally the most perfect way to tell the Zelda storyline in a movie.
yeah.
And it could also be your way to get people into anime a little more and to get those offices and those like animators a lot of credit that even though I've never seen them, what they deserve, right? Because it gets
Mhm.
hated on a lot because they're weird. But it's really pretty. And that's how I want. That's where I'll leave the
Yeah,
Zelda movie.
I can agree with you with that. I think what worries me the most about it is what story they choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
Would they choose to come up with a completely new one, kind of go like a Super Mario Bros. Movie route where it's like it's an homage to the series with
But
the story that they make,
different.
but like it's not directly connected? Or are they gonna be like from the OG Legend of Zelda game? Or are they gonna
Yeah.
do Ocarina of Time because it's the most popular one
Yeah.
and probably the easiest story to do?
Yeah.
Who plays Child Link?
Link also better not say a single word.
Yeah.
Which
I
is why
wonder.
the Studio Ghibli version would have been so good. Because you can get away with a mute
Yeah.
in animation.
It'll be really interesting when they announce the casting. I hope they do it with like a whole Nintendo Direct like they did the animated movie, so we
Yeah.
can get the screenshot of Chris Pratt as Link, Jeff Goldblum as Ganondorf. Yes, I have the Triforce of
Power
power.
here.
I
I'm gonna
think
take over Hyrule.
I'm gonna go to the sacred realm. Yes. Yeah, sacred.
Chris Pratt.
Why are you playing that?
Hiya! That's not gonna be the voice.
Just do an homage to speedrunning and have Chris Pratt do backflips the whole time inside.
Hut, 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 hut. Anyways,
Yeah.
that I have very low expectations for that one. I am just hoping that it doesn't ruin the IP. I mean, it won't,
No,
but
it won't. I'd like even like with the Switch 2, if they come like when they come out with a new Zelda game, if that comes out before or after the movie, I don't think they're gonna make the game about the movie because they're not making a Mario game about the Mario movie,
no.
and that would have been
That's a
the
good point.
easiest one to do. So
Yeah.
I don't think it'll ruin the IP. It'll just be like another thing.
Yeah. Although I will say, final thought, it would be cool to see a live action Guardian from
Oh,
Breath of the
terrifying.
Wild.
What also
or
would be
the
terrifying
Gloom Hands.
thinking about it, a live action Zora.
Oh.
Imagine like prosthetic,
Eh.
fucking slimy.
Nintendo could just like take a little thing about from like the Avatar book. Speaking of Avatar,
They announced Avatar. Well, they didn't announce it. We already knew it was coming out, but James Cameron came out and talked about Avatar.
it comes out this year, doesn't
Fire
it?
and Ash. I think
Like
so,
Christmas
or
this
early-
year?
Yeah.
Which is
holiday.
cool.
He's been working on the next 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
Bro.
Must have been doing that when he was in the Mariana Trench. It's like, oh.
In his little submarine, writing down Navi underwater.
Okay, we got that. Volcano. Oh. They're red now.
Yeah, I don't remember fully, but he announced the 2 new tribes that are being
A lot of
shown.
people think that they're going to be red. Aren't they?
I don't remember. I haven't looked at the pictures in like a week, but I know if I'm remembering correctly, he said that like the Ash Navi or whatever their actual name is, they're like they used to be the same kind of Navi that the blue ones that we know and love were, but then they like rebelled against that faction of Navi and moved to the hotter, volcanic
So kind of
Hawaii.
like, yeah. So kind of like the squirrels in the
Oh my
Grand
gosh.
Canyon.
Pandora is just Hawaii, but like supersized.
Yeah.
Thick foresty areas with tropical creatures that you've never seen and are cool. Beautiful water. And now volcanoes. James Cameron, I'm onto you, bud. You won't get $2 billion out of me. I'll just go to Hawaii myself. Can't afford Hawaii.
He's going to get $2 billion out of us.
I know. I'm gonna go see that movie. It's gonna be probably the prettiest one yet.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously am excited for this one. I will see it in 3D. I stand by my statement.
Did you see
Yep,
Little Way of Water in 3D?
I've seen all of them in 3D, both of them.
I haven't seen any of them in 3D.
When the first one came out, it was not so 3D nowadays isn't so much that it jumps out at you anymore. It's more just depth.
Yeah.
But when 3D first came out, it was like they did it really well, actually.
Well,
Unless
like nearly every animated movie from like 2004
yeah,
to
you can,
2011
you can see
had something. You're like, oh,
3D.
this was for people who are watching in 3D.
But so the first movie was great because there was a lot of like because that was when they started toying with the depth right? So everything used to just come out at you, and it was never deep. But the first Avatar came out, and then they brought the depth out, and boy, gorgeous. That scene where they're in the forest and that night, and everything starts to glow, like in the first movie.
Yeah.
That scene was amazing with that kind of 3D, like seeing things in the back. Anyways, so obviously I'm excited for this one, and I will again. What my statement was: Avatar deserves to be seen in 3D. If you're not going to see it in 3D, don't go watch it.
They should
I'm
release.
sure it's a great film.
Release the 3D versions as like a VR version.
Yeah, because
You
I'm
can
sure.
still watch it that
Obviously,
way.
it's probably really good, but like Way of the Water was amazing because like in certain scenes where they're underwater, you can see like little tiny water creatures.
Yeah.
That are really blurry, but in 3D they're here, right? So when they're blurry, it's because you're like focusing on what's behind you, like what's behind them.
Cool.
It was really pretty. Way of the Water was gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
Looking forward to that.
excited for the 3D experience.
Fire and Ash. I wonder what number 4 will be called. Air.
Long ago, the four elements lived in harmony. That's
When
maybe
the sky people return. The
James-
sky people attacked.
James Cameron, we're on to you. Jake Sully is going to defeat the Fire Lord.
That's a perfect segue to the fact that they announced the name of the Last Airbender movie that comes out next year.
They're doing a movie?
Yeah, they announced that it was happening
Oh.
like a few years ago, but they announced
Is
title.
this a sequel to the original one?
Yeah, it's called Aang the Last Airbender. It's an animated movie that comes out next year.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. I'm hoping it's good because the gang is always good to have in.
Aren't they older in this one?
Yeah, they're like young adults, if not mid adults.
Exciting. I mean,
The
anything.
only thing I am worried about it, sorry to cut you off,
You're good.
is I don't think Dave Filoni is a part of the project in any way.
Well, yeah, because he's under contract with Disney.
I know, but he's like,
And he's being worked like a dog. They're whipping him.
that's fine because he's doing good stuff.
He is doing good stuff. Get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. Sorry, frog in my throat.
Yeah, just got rid of the Muppets. Yeah, Dave Filoni is like a storytelling genius, and I appreciate him a lot,
I
especially with The Last Airbender.
want Dave Filoni to have my children.
Huh?
Hans Zimmer, Dave Filoni. Sorry, Grace. Anyways,
He just had a baby, people.
I did. Anyways, so
Not
that's
Dave Filoni.
that's obviously exciting. Something else that I'm excited for, Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
I know-
Rebirth.
I know that they announced that's already also been announced, but they announced
They-
more of it.
Yeah, they showed a little more footage from it.
I can't wait to see Scarlett Johansson go under experimental surgery operations and turn into a velociraptor. Have you not seen that AI deepfake?
No, I've not seen
It was
that.
somebody who's trying to pass it off as like a movie trailer, so it's filmed in like really poor quality, and it's like a still shot of it's like a still shot of her like in no, it's a still shot of her.
I'm a velociraptor now.
I'm gonna transform now. No, she's in the tall grass that the velociraptors are known for in all of the
Yeah.
movies. It's got the face of like the first shot of her is like her face, but like half of it's like turning reptilian and one eye is like yellow.
She's like an anamorph.
And then the next one is like Blue, the velociraptor, but with her blonde hair.
Clever girl.
It's so. I'll have to show you. It's so funny.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that one. I obviously like the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World IP has so much potential for a lot of storytelling devices.
I'm glad that they're doing a new cast,
Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be
like a new trilogy.
or like how connected it'll be to the previous ones. I mean, it's still called Jurassic World.
Yeah, I mean,
And like they're
It'll-
all still connected to
yeah,
one another.
there
So I
there
don't think
there
it's a
will
reboot
be
of any
some
kind.
mention of Jurassic World, like things
Mm-hmm.
in the what am I trying to say here? In this new storyline, right? Because there was the same thing. Like they brought the scientist back from the first 3 movies, and he was the
Yeah.
So I'm calling it now. Almost positive they go back to the island and they find the files where the Indominus Rex was created, and that's the mutant ape dinosaur thingy. I think it's called like the Ultra Rex or something.
Oh, I didn't even know they had announced
Yeah.
the name. I just know that it looked like a xenomorph,
Yeah,
which I thought was dope.
I thought it looked like a mix between a T-Rex and a silverback gorilla.
That'd be cool too.
It's like King Kong and Godzilla. Oh, Jurassic World, King of the Monsters.
You know that one Willem Dafoe clip from American Psycho, where he's like sitting at dinner. He's like,
Oh yeah. We're on to you, Jurassic Park.
Steven Spielberg, you're not directing this one, but boy, are we on to you.
I don't know. I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited for this one. I just my final thoughts. Justice for the Spinosaurus, bro. They keep nerfing that guy.
My final thoughts. I would love a Jurassic Park horror movie so much.
Yeah,
That would go so hard.
yeah.
That'd be so cool.
I just want it to be The Shining, but instead of Jack Nicholson,
It's a T-Rex.
it's no. I was gonna say Velociraptor. I don't know.
That's pretty good, honestly. I think it's like way in the back of its throat. Try again.
Oh,
Wonderful.
anyways, what else? What else has been announced?
They announced that they are making a live action How to Train Your Dragon 2 before How to Train Your Dragon 1 live action even comes out.
Talk about things that don't need to come out. I mean, obviously, I'm excited for it,
There's
but
a joke I could have made there, but I will choose not to.
I'm excited for them. But okay, let me rephrase that. I'm gonna go see them. Not excited for them.
Have my money.
Not excited for them because they don't need to be remade, right? Like, again, I know Disney once was really high on the hill, and I am very open about how I think that nowadays anything Disney touches, they kill. If there's anything that any movie studio ever takes,
To leave alone.
yeah, like can take from Disney, it's don't make live action things of things that don't.
That people like
Yeah,
animated.
like there's no point.
Yeah, I think
If they were to make a live action Shrek and had Michael Myers as Shrek,
I'd watch the heck out of that. Are you kidding
That's
me?
true.
But
It
ain't
would
no
be-
way.
it would be stupid because
Still
it
have Eddie
doesn't.
Murphy as Donkey on all four.
No, but like, there's not a point. There's no point to How to Train Your Dragon. Everyone loves.
Well, here's what I was thinking. It's one of those few IPs that I would say that the score is more popular than the film.
Yeah,
I think people love Test Drive more than they love Toothless.
it's definitely the best part of. Not to offend anyone, it's the best part of the first movie. The first movie is so dry,
I'm offended.
so dry. Watching Hiccup as a character, oh, jeez,
You just gestured to all of me.
just terrible.
Yeah, well,
I was gonna ride a dragon.
killing dragon. Yeah,
Hey, bud.
I could have sworn you had teeth. I mean, initially, I would think before that like this is because they want their like actors to stay looking the same, but like they're not teenagers. They don't need to worry about aging. Like
Yeah, I
that.
think they're just trying to avoid the
And, like-
Stranger Things effect.
Well, yeah, but they're not like little like the kids
Yeah.
in Stranger Things were, or like with the live action Percy Jackson.
Yeah. The only problem that I have, genuinely, is the fact that this is really just a weird nitpicky thing because, anyways, they came out with the Universal Park, and all of like the live action versions of the cast are there. Those all look more accurate to the original movie than anybody from this cast.
Yeah, it'll be weird if if they inevitably make a third one, because like I'm having a hard time imagining this guy who's playing live action Hiccup with a beard
Yeah.
like that. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't look more masculine.
Yeah.
Like
I'll just cast
animated
John
Hiccup.
Krasinski.
Yeah, that would work.
Anyways, not
Um,
excited for those, but I'll still go watch them. I just hope that they do good on the scores.
Yeah.
They very well could just reuse
Speaking
them.
of doing good on a score that deserves to be loved and done well on, they also showed the footage from the new Tron movie,
Ugh.
which
I hope Jared Leto does not morb this
oh
one,
my
dude.
gosh. Like I know that a lot of people right now are like they're so hesitant to get their hopes up for this.
Because Jared Leto's in the movie.
Well, the thing is, like Jared Leto was the one who made it happen. He loves the Tron franchise and he funded this. He
Mhm.
made it happen. I think he's a producer on it and everything.
But
But
his
it's
acting skills are equal to a potato.
I know, but he won an Oscar and for Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, but
So
he didn't.
He did
win
good
a-
once.
Yeah, but my only problem is that it looks like he came straight from the set of Morbius.
He might have.
He got
He
done.
very well
he got
could.
done Morbid, and now he wants to Tron.
Yeah, obviously there's lots of things.
The
that we could
visuals
go
look
on
really
about.
good, though.
Yeah, the visuals look great. 9 Inch Nails, awesome.
Mhm.
They make such great music. And I saw someone who like had a take because a lot of people had been saying like if it's not Daft Punk, it's not Tron. But I think like Daft Punk, like my personal opinion, the Tron Legacy soundtrack, top 5 all time.
Mhm.
But I think Daft Punk's style of electronic music was perfect for the grid, but then the nitty gritty of 9 Inch Nails electronic music is perfect for the real world.
I was
And,
gonna
like,
say,
the
so
war that looks like
walk
is
me
gonna
through
happen.
because I don't know anything about this movie except like the snippets that I've seen.
Well, they haven't obviously like in the trailer that they just dropped, they didn't reveal any like much story.
They're
plot.
not in the grid, right?
No, but that's the thing that like confuses me a lot because at the end, like the whole story of Tron Legacy was about Sam Flynn going to find his dad, well, on accident because he thought his dad left him and just disappeared and was just dead and living by himself, believing that his dad had abandoned him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to his dad's old arcade, accidentally finds the area behind Tron, gets sucked into the computer, is on the grid. Story continues, all that. If you've seen Tron, you know the story. But at the end of it, the whole thing is that Jeff Bridges Flynn, he had created like a copy of himself to help him create the society in
Yeah.
Tron, Clue.
And then
And-
Clue goes bad.
Yes, because he wants to go to the real world, but he can't go to the real world because he's come try to take over and bad,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like at the very end, Sam Flynn goes up with Cora, Olivia Wilde's character, and destroys the gate and destroys Clue.
Mm-hmm.
So how are they in the real world now if there's no way to go to the real world anymore,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I know that there's another theory because the very first Tron movie, the antagonist of that, I can't remember the name of the abbreviation, but like the evil computer intelligence,
The
that's
one
in the
that
first
he always fights and
Yes.
is going up against.
is like glowing the color red, and
Mhm.
they think that like it has come back and got into the real world somehow.
Yeah, I bet you it finds a way to escape.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
hope-
they'll show the grid being destroyed. It will have made its way out, and it will recreate it. Calling
Yeah.
it now.
I just hope it's not like a Ralph breaks the internet kind of thing,
Do
where
you
like
think they'll
where
have
like
a will-
someone like finds the way into Flynn's arcade and gets into there, and like they take the file or whatever, and then they go home and they plug it in their computer, and it's like Ultron, and it's just yeah. I hope it's not like that because that would
Yeah.
be cheesy, but at the same time, it'd be very 80s of them. So like, if they want to pay
pull it out on a
homage,
floppy disk. It's probably gonna be like some old guy who does it. Anyways,
yeah,
I'm excited for that one. I don't like Jared Leto.
yeah, it'll be interesting.
Well, I won't say that I don't
See how
like
he
Jared
does.
Leto because I didn't mind him as the Joker. Hot take. Unpopular opinion, but we'll see how it goes. If they don't have him go, don't break me If that doesn't make it in the film, I'm not going. That was my least favorite part. That's why I didn't like Morbius.
Really?
I didn't get to see him do that floating up as Batman. Oh, anywho.
Yeah, if only.
What else? Disney announced a lot of stuff. What else did they go?
I mean, like a lot of things that we kind of already knew, like with like Zootopia 2
Oh yeah,
and stuff.
they probably announced more. Didn't they announce more about Avengers Doomsday?
Yeah,
But not like
not really.
a lot. They just were like, "Hey, Doomsday."
It's in production now. It's happening.
Yeah. There's nothing Star Wars coming out. I mean, that we already know of. I don't think they announced anything Star Wars, at least. The only thing that they really could have announced.
The new Tales of the Underworld, that wasn't announced at CinemaCon, right?
No,
that was just
after.
After.
No, it was just on. I think that was on Disney Day, because they have like everything's got their own day now.
Because the Star Wars celebration, the convention they do
Yeah.
every year. That's this next week.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll get everything announced there. They do that there all the time. That's like
Yeah,
Star Wars
it's at
E3.
it's at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is across the street from Disneyland.
This
every
year it's
year.
in Japan.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
This year it's in Japan. I would know. I'm following it because I want to go to one.
oops.
Anyways, so Star Wars, there's nothing coming out. We already got everything. Got our Marvel fix.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Marvel. I guess they also showed that Sue Storm is pregnant in Fantastic Four,
Okay.
which I think people had already theorized
Yeah.
beforehand. So
Yeah.
that really doesn't do much other than the fact that, like, in the comics, Franklin Richards is like the most busted character in Marvel.
Really?
Yeah, bro creates universes when he's like 10.
Wow. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I do know that they announced John Wick 4, 5. Ugh. Admonish me.
Well, they announced that it's greenlit, that it's happening.
Which is news to me. Before we started recording this, Trevor's like, "Hey, man, we should bring out Grace to talk about the new John Wick." And I thought the entire time that it was just the ballerina movie coming out this summer.
They did also announce that they're making an animated John Wick prequel that Keanu Reeves is involved in.
That'll be good.
Yeah. I don't know too much.
It's probably just because he's getting old. They can only have him fall down 15 flights of stairs like 2 movies in a row.
I think Keanu Reeves would do it when he's 80. Anyway, I think bro's gonna look like Dick Van Dyke when he's old.
I think I'm back.
I think I need my life alert.
They killed my dog.
That was 30 years ago, John. They killed my dog.
They killed my second dog. No, he died of natural causes.
They made my dog go blind.
Pit bulls only last about, give or take, 12 years. So that one I'm excited for, just because me and my wife Grace, we're huge fans of the John Wick series and franchise in general. I love it. It's gonna sound really graphic. I don't mean it to sound graphic. I love how real it is, not because people get unalived, but because it's actually just the people doing it. Keanu Reeves doesn't really have a stunt double for almost all of the movie, so I enjoy that. And I love seeing like the behind the scene clips of him actually like training with firearms. It's really cool because you can tell like watching him, it's actually him in the film.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm excited for that one. But if he doesn't fall down a flight of stairs for at least 5 minutes, not good.
Like a hot rod type.
Yeah.
Just keeps.
Well, because that's what he does in John Wick 4.
Just keeps.
Like, I remember my wife being like, "Oh my gosh, dude, stop falling!" And then he gets up, and then they push him, and he falls down like 5 more flights of stairs, and she's like having a crisis. So
next time I'll take the elevator.
I think I'm back.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah. I'm thinking I'm gonna transform. Ring ding.
Oh.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up most of the things.
Mhm.
All the other ones are like somewhat small and kind of separate from the stuff that we usually talk about. So,
Yeah.
But
What I'm least excited for that was announced, the Beatles movies. Because I hate the Beatles. Imagine a world where there's no Beatles.
John Lennon kind of wrote a song like that.
Yeah, it should have got more popularity for them.
Imagine there's no Beatles.
That song would have been 10 times better had it done that.
No Beatles? You know what that means? Crickets.
Yeah. I I hate the Beatles. Everyone who knows Tristan knows that I despise the Beatles. We all live in a yellow submarine. Hate that song.
Okay.
Imagine.
When I was learning how to play the cello, that's one of the first songs I learned how to play.
Really?
Yep. I don't play the cello anymore,
Sorry for your loss.
but it's actually
Times
kind of
two.
fun to play on the cello.
Yeah.
It's just when you're like 12 and you don't have calloused fingers yet, it sounds awful. So
Learning hot cross buns.
sorry, mom. Sorry, mom, for hearing.
I used to play the bass, so my mom knows that. Just doom, 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 doom. No, see, actually, that's Southern bass.
Double bass.
They don't do that in
Double
school
bass.
programs.
That sucks.
They don't do that because
The double bass hardly ever gets bowed.
yeah, well, it does in orchestra. Not,
Yeah.
but that and then it's boring. It's boring. It's really boring instrument. I love songs where I got to do that, or you get to slap. That.
That bass. Anyway,
what I am excited for, what was announced via their Instagram page, was the fourth season of Invincible, which I love.
sorry, the fourth season of what? Sorry.
Yeah, the fourth season of.
I won't do it again, I promise.
But I'm really excited for the fourth season of. Dang it!
Gotcha. See, he didn't even try to say.
It's gonna be really weird for people who don't know that.
Hands off.
I love Invincible was great. Season 3 phenomenal. People talked about how they Amazon doesn't have enough money to make these shows and they just suck with their animation.
Amazon doesn't have enough money.
But then you watch
Funny
like the final
sentence.
2 episodes of every single season and you're like, oh, there's the money.
Yeah. It's a weird way to split the budget, but it makes sense.
But they announced via their Instagram that season 4 is currently being worked on. And
The voice acting's already done.
and that they're expecting. I mean, they say in their like an expected 2026, maybe. That's like literally what it says.
Yeah, because delays still happen. Like that's what happened with season 3, right? It got
Yeah.
delayed.
Well,
Wow.
season 3
So-
was delayed largely because of was it SAG-AFTRA? AFTRA? Yeah.
The strikes.
But with season 3, they didn't even like for the longest time. They said, "Oh, season 3 is coming," and then they didn't give us anything. So the fact that this time they said 2026, like they gave us like an actual definitive
They know their
timeline.
community better.
Yeah, like very excited for that because as I've talked to Trevor and many people, Invincible is probably my favorite show at the moment. I love it. Really good, really compelling storyline. So obviously very excited for that.
Yep.
But I think that really does it for announcements.
Yeah, I think that wraps up
Mm.
everything I at least wanted to talk about.
Yeah. But needless to say, there's a lot of things that I'm excited for, and there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. Like we've said it before, not on the podcast, but like 2025 is an 2025, and now going into like 26 and 27, we have an absolute stacked slate.
Mhm.
Like they really took the COVID years where movies sucked, and they
Yeah.
went, we really need to because people stopped going to the movie theaters. And there, like, even in the Oscars, there was a lot of people who were like, "Go to the movie theaters." Like, if you want good movies, go to the theaters. And I will echo that. I've said it a
Yeah.
lot in
I
episodes.
also very much agree.
Like, now that movies are worthy of going and seeing in the movie theaters, absolutely pump them out, right? Don't do the Marvel thing where it's just quantity over quality, right? But I want to be able to take my kids someday to the movie theaters and give them the exact same experiences that I have, right?
Yeah.
I want them to see Avatar 55. James Cameron is just a brain in a glass, like a glass vial, and it's just.
They put it in a submarine in the Mariana Trench.
That's where he works. They just have one Ethernet cable.
All his ideas. James, Mr. Cameron, we've already done one about water.
Ice and water.
You did that with Titanic, Mr. Cameron.
But I do want to take my kids to these, so I'm very happy. Very obviously, my kid's not going to be around by 27 to go watch any movies. But
Well, not the ones that we're talking about.
no, but I am excited that the movie theaters and the movies are starting to kind of pick themselves back up, right? Like they fell down and they're starting to like gather all of their things back up and start walking again where they need to go.
Hollywood pushed the life alert button.
Yeah. And I'm
I've fallen
very
and I can't get up.
sorry. Just stay down back.
CinemaCon 2025.
No, so I'm excited. But that really just concludes this for us.
Yep, that is the end of today's episode.
I'm gonna transform into a truck now.
Back it up, back it in.
Let me begin.
I can't believe I forgot to record. That's okay. This is